When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title starts right now. Here's your host, Bill Napick.
Welcome to the show, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. A very special edition today. I got in the car and drove to New Caney, Texas. So this is a very special remote show, and we're going to find out what's going on real estate-wise up here, RE/MAX Universal. So it's going to be a tremendous show. First, I want to say to our good friends at the Real Estate Rat Pack, if you missed their show, you can always go to realestateratpack.com on the same station that was on just before this if you're listening at the time of broadcast. So as always, we have a tremendous radio adventure for you today. So whether you're listening in New Caney, Texas, the Woodlands, Kingwood, Texas, you might even be in Montana. That's right, wherever you are, you're going to find this show very interesting because we always have superior guests. And as I said, top realtor, award-winning RE/MAX Universal. His name is Matthew Guzman, and he is here right now. Matthew, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Bill, for coming out and joining us.
And here we are in New Caney, Texas. So let's tell people are listening in different places. Certainly here in the Houston area, people may know about New Caney, but we may have people listening even in Pennsylvania. So let's give people an idea first, geographically, where we are and what's going on here at RE/MAX Universal in New Caney.
Well, we're located off of 59 North, and New Caney, a few years back, a lot of people thought it was just the country part of the outskirts of 59 North. What you'll go to find out, it's on the expansion side. There's a lot of new development coming in out here, and a lot of the same developers that were developing the Woodlands side of town are out here on this side of 59 North. We're about 10 minutes from Kingwood, Texas. So if you know where Kingwood is, just keep driving north a little bit more, and you'll see the new 99 Grand Parkway and Valley Ranch, and it'll lead you right into New Caney, Texas.
99 is incredible. That is the road I took to get here, and it was a pleasant drive, and it seems like 99 has done so much for so many real estate communities.
Oh, absolutely. Our focus is based off the 99 Grand Parkway. We commute on there daily, and our agents know the surrounding areas north and south of it, and we're very familiar with the development side of it.
And once again, if people are listening from wherever, Kingwood, Texas, people know about that. So what we've done is we've gone a little further north. We're in New Caney, but some of the notable communities here that your company, RE/MAX Universal, serves would be Kingwood, New Caney. Let's mention some of the other ones that you're working all the time.
We're out in Splendora, Liberty County. That's another area that's going through a lot of change. Also, you'll see that the 99 Grand Parkway, right now where we're at the office, it would take us about 45 minutes to get out to Dayton. Once the 99 Grand Parkway is in, it'll probably take us about 15 minutes if you continue on the 99 Grand Parkway. I mean, that's amazing once you open up that area. So we'll be serving out to Dayton, Crosby, Tascasita, Humble, Kingwood. 99 Grand Parkway has opened up so many territories that are new that a lot of the land is already sold to developers to bring in new subdivisions.
And when people think about Houston, wherever they are, they may already know this, but if they don't, we're going to remind them that Houston is expanding in every direction. It's amazing, and we are in the northeast area of Houston, and the activity, let's give people an idea. First of all, in this northeast of the center of Houston, let's say, let's give people an idea what's going on from a real estate standpoint in terms of activity. How busy is it?
I'll give you a good example is for you to sort of be able to define how far out Houston goes. Houston and Porter line up next to each other, and literally my house sits on the Houston line. Behind me is my neighbors in Porter. That's just how far out Houston stretches. And Kingwood has done a great job, and the city of Houston, making sure that as everything carries over, the development, it carries through. So the building process, these developers are doing a great job on bringing nice new master plan communities to the area.
Porter, Texas. Give us a brief word about Porter. What is it? How big is it? and it's also the location of one of your new locations, right?
Correct. Yeah, Porter is growing so fast. The best price for your money spent, and then you also have a lot of land that's being sold by individuals that are looking to move further out. It's one of our new locations. We're going to be located off the 99 Grand Parkway in 1314. The reason why we put a location there is because most of the land in the area, large pieces, have already been sold to the developers. So we know over time the need to be able to help and serve the community is going to be huge. But we're getting calls where clients are selling tracts of land, 5 acres, 10 acres, 1 acre lots. But a lot of them are being able to cash in on their equity. But the good thing is because of all the growth out in Porter, it's a great stand. If you live in Houston right now and maybe you want to get out for the weekend, you want to get some land but not go too far out, this is the time, because as time, everything continues to increase, these values are going to continue to increase on the land.
And that's a good inside word right now. Don't tell anybody, right?
Yeah.
In fact, let's all go to Porter, Texas, either retire, have our second home, have some fun in Porter. Let's tell people also, RE/MAX, we're here. If they tune into the YouTube video, they could see RE/MAX Universal, the signs right behind us as we speak. This is your company. Let's tell people about RE/MAX Universal. How'd you come up with the name? And give us an idea of your distinctions here amongst the RE/MAX team and any other real estate company.
Well, RE/MAX Universal, we did study some name choices, and we went ahead and went with RE/MAX Universal because I did have a vision that we wanted to be universal for our clients. I serve a lot of clients all the way from the Heights, the Energy Corridor, Cypress, the Woodland Spring, all the way out to Kingwood. So when I saw my business plan, I saw that I was really helping a large majority of consumers across Houston and surrounding areas. That led me to have a universal for the name because my business portfolio is universal. So with that, being able to bring that to our consumers, we went with RE/MAX Universal because I had intentions on having multiple locations across Houston to be able to better serve our clients and our agents and be able to allow our agents to become stronger in the communities that they're in. We did not want to put a name that just pinpointed it to one area because we feel like a consumer may think that we're just serving the North. Well, we have agents under our umbrella right now with RE/MAX Universal that live out in Baytown. We have several that live in Cypress, Energy Corridor. So that's the beauty of having the RE/MAX Universal name. We even have an agent in San Antonio. Being able to work with universal personalities as well.
I like that.
So we have a great group of
that's a good point.
Of help here at the office and through our network. So from we believe that our offices all 3 of our locations should work the same. So we have an operations manager that helps cover across all the way to Cypress along the 99.
That's interesting you said about the universal personalities. There's a universe full of different people. We're like the real estate transaction. Each one of us is different, has its own fingerprint, so to speak, and unique personality. Mm-hmm. And the real estate professional like you and your team has to navigate through so many different personalities, which sometimes is not easy and many times is not easy. So give people an idea, especially realtors out there listening that want to get some advice from you. Give us an idea how you have been so successful at working the wide variety from the seller, the buyer side. What do you keep in mind to stay steady and make sure each transaction is successful?
I think the number one thing is not taking a transaction personal, reminding yourself that you're there to help a consumer get to the next level of what their goals were. When you're sitting in front of a client, it's about where you sat there in the beginning to help them get to the next level that they wanted to get to. And as long as you understand that there's going to be stress in there, not to take it personal, you should have very smooth transactions.
And in this area, again, if you're listening outside of Houston or even in Houston, we are in the Northeast, and the marketplace that we're talking about with Matthew Guzman is the Northeast of Houston. It's very exciting. Let's tell people the market condition right now. Generally speaking, Matt, here in this area, is it a buyer's market, seller? What's it like right now?
It's definitely a seller's market out here in our area, depending on the properties. I mean, we have properties that you would have probably found a year and a half ago for $50,000 going for $100,000 to $120,000, and it's because the land is jumping. 2 acres now in New Caney, depending on what road it's on, undeveloped is $260,000. And that's needing a lot of bringing in dirt to develop it. There's a lot of work that you would have to do to it. So there's definitely strong values in the land out here, and the price point of the homes. You get a lot for your money out here. So people are starting to catch on to that. A good example is Lilliput Farms. I mean, you can buy a 5-bedroom home on 19,000 square foot lot. Some of them are 16,000 and under $300,000.
And where is that?
It's out here in Roman Forest in New Caney, and it's in Lilliput Farms.
What other developments should people know about up here that are brisk and happening like that?
Lilliput Farms, Tavola, you got Valley Ranch is huge. They have a huge development plan for the area. If you look up Valley Ranch, just study a lot of the projects they have coming. I mean, from medical center areas to lazy rivers to Market Street designs, even the new cinema they just put in. It's amazing the amount of money that they've put into the area.
And as you were talking earlier about Porter, Texas, and the appreciation of homes up there, it makes the case again going back to Porter. That sounds like that may be a good place for people to think about purchasing property.
Absolutely, yeah. Between Porter and New Caney, there's a lot of great options.
And of course, as you're building your new location, which is going to be opening how soon?
About 20 days out. We just got flooring, paint, and we're waiting on the permits from the fire marshal.
And you have many awards to your credit, Broker of the Year with RE/MAX. Let's tell people, how do you do that? And even not just real estate professionals, but people in any profession. Give them an idea of maybe 1 or 2 success principles that you have used in your life that seem to serve you well and that you use on a consistent basis.
I guess the number one thing that I use the most is to remember you can't do it alone. I have a team atmosphere throughout the company, and every award that I have, I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. So I have a strong support behind me, and I really appreciate everybody that helps me get to the next level, because they're not only helping one person go to the next level, we're all succeeding together.
And certainly, as it's been said many times, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And without the right team, it could be a nightmare.
Yeah.
They say that too, right?
Yeah. And, with a team, you go through good times, bad times, but the stronger your team, the further you're going to advance.
I'm glad you said good times, bad times. It seems, especially as I've talked to many people on this radio show, real estate professionals, it seems like we have been in a tremendous time of good times here in the Houston area for years. So how, if you were to speculate, does it stop? When does it stop? How do you see this northeast part of the market playing out, if you were to guess?
I think anything can stop if you're not consistent at what you're doing. And I think that's a huge factor for us. We, this is a career for us. This is a business that we've designed. We have a business plan with what we're doing. And I think that allows us to stay busy and keep being successful. If we weren't consistent at what we're doing, I really believe you make your own market. If you're willing to get out there and find the business, it's there for you. There's a lot of people that need the guidance on how to properly list and sell their properties, or bring awareness to them so they actually understand what type of values they have.
And as people listen to this in this area or wherever, how are you and the team coaching people that are in the process of selling their home, let's say in the Kingwood or New Caney area, or even Porter? What are you telling people when you go to that listing presentation?
We definitely show them the numbers of what's selling around them, give them checklist, letting them know what type of updates they would do and what type of value that would bring to them. But we really try to show them what their expectations could be. We want to bring them the correct values, because there's a lot of overpriced properties as well. So we want to make sure we educate them, let them know where we're getting our numbers from and why. So we even try to show them the appraisal, the compare market analysis of what's selling in their areas. But when we're going to them, we're actually bringing to them the tools that they need to know what their property is actually worth.
And then on the flip side, what are you telling buyers that are thinking, maybe even have been inspired by hearing us so far today, that are saying, maybe I want to spend some money in that northeast area of Houston. What are you telling the buyer in that case?
Well, we definitely need to show the buyers. We're telling them the values of the way things are jumping. It's really hard working with buyers in two different levels. One, if you have somebody downsizing and they've been in their home for 30, 40 years, they don't understand yet how things have jumped in price. So we really have to break down to that buyer, letting them know how their home is appreciated in value and why they're getting what they're getting for their home, but also to be prepared to find that when they're looking for their new home. So that's one type of buyer. And then you have the first-time home buyer. If they're qualified for a certain price point, you have to explain to them that it may not be a make-ready property, that they may have to put in some time to get it where it needs to be because the values out here are jumping so fast.
Other than homes that are either new or previously owned, how much is your business where you're selling lots and land to be developed? Is that a big part up here?
Oh, it's huge. We're doing a lot of new construction out here. The new construction out here is selling very fast. I mean, you can go into a community over the weekend and write 6 deals on new construction if you're in the right communities that are priced right.
Relocation. What are you experiencing? Because we're not that far from the big airport here in Houston, but from a relocation standpoint, what's happening?
Just because of all the development, the relocation market along the 59 is growing because we're so close to the airport. Let's say where we're at right now, I'm probably 20 minutes from the airport along 59. So that's amazing to be able to get a nice home, nice lot size, and be with a decent price point. Because price points are a big deal nowadays because of the tax values.
Of all the things you could be doing a lot of things other than real estate. How is it that real estate is what you choose to do and are so successful at?
For me, real estate is just, I love helping people out. If I can share knowledge and give back, that's my way to do it. We've been able to help a lot of families over the years and give them the good information that they need, whether they're buying now or a year from now. We always tell people, just call us, ask us the questions. We're happy to help them. They don't have to buy immediately sitting down with us. We have clients that are coming that we know they'll be ready at the beginning of the year next year. So it should not be a stressful situation. But our biggest thing is getting them with the knowledge that they need to know about the process.
What else would you like people to know about you, your team, and what's going on up here?
We have a hard-working team. We're dedicated to our clients. We're growing, and we're looking to continue to help the agents become profitable and successful. I spend a lot of time on trying to bring the right trainings to them because, it's hard when you're out there working these deals, and it's a lot of work on driving and time spent away from families, So if we can bring the right tools to help the process easier for our agents, that's a huge thing for me.
Indeed, there may be someone listening that might reach out to you and want to be part of the team.
Hey, we're all open doors.
And let's tell people how they can reach out to you.
They can reach me by my cell phone number, which is 281-650-0533. You can reach out to our main office and ask to make an appointment with us. And the office number is 281-869-6100.
And what's the website?
MatthewGuzmanTeam.com.
The phone number one more time?
281-869-6100.
And you're listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am Bill Napick, your host. That was Matthew Guzman. Thank you so much, Matt. He's going to come back later in the show, and we're going to come right back with so much more.
Most people don't know that Stewart offers business, home, and auto insurance. In fact, Stewart Insurance and Risk Management has been doing that and more for over 10 years. And they partner with many leading insurance companies to offer great rates. They're a national insurance agency operating in all 50 states, delivering a broad range of insurance products. Whether you need a home insurance quote for a client's home closing or your own insurance needs, you can count on them. Call 866-845-4676. That's 866-845-4676. Stewart Insurance and Risk Management is here to help.
And welcome back, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, still in New Caney, Texas, with the Matthew Guzman team and one of his great team members. Her name is Heather Lucas. Heather, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bill.
Let's tell people your role on the team. It's a pretty important role. Let's tell them.
I am Business Development Manager for the brokerage.
And there's so much to that. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit because there's a lot of factors. Here you are on a growing team, very successful. A lot of your development has to do with making the company successful. But let's tell them from your perspective some of the things that are going on here that may be unique to this team.
I think one thing that's unique to this team is the value that we bring to every person. Our agents, the clients that the teams deal with, our big, huge thing for this brokerage is value.
Value. And that's for everybody all the way around in the transaction, your associates, the people that you're serving, buying and selling. And that's not easy to do. How do you do it, Heather?
Well, we try to differentiate ourselves from everything else that's out there. We expect our agents to be the best that they can be so that they can serve their clients the best. We expect all the people on teams, whether it's admin assistant, receptionist, operations manager, we expect everybody to be the best they can be and provide the most value.
And when we think about being the best in any profession, certainly as we're talking real estate, training is so important. In the world of real estate, things are changing all the time, like many other things, but certainly in real estate, there's new paperwork, there's new things to be mindful of, new developments in homes and lots and all these things. So let's tell people some of the things that you do as a company and as you lead the charge in some of the training initiatives that happen right here.
Well, I try to make sure that our agents have the best tools and the best training to use those tools. I also try to make sure that they are current on as much technology as possible, that we're giving them all of the systems and best use practices that they could possibly have.
Well, in training, so many things come into play. But what about some of the marketing things? Because marketing is important. There are so many real estate professionals in the Houston area, even outside as we expand. But some of the marketing things, what happens from a marketing standpoint here on your team? And what do you tell the agents and help them with in their marketing?
Being under the RE/MAX umbrella, we have a lot of tools that are given to us by the brand. We have tools that agents don't have to go out and get for themselves that helps them keep their brand consistent in everything that they do, whether it's open houses or new listings, just sold advertisements, keeping in touch with their buyers, their potential sellers. We have tools that we're able to give them that's part of what we do as a RE/MAX brokerage.
I would also think from the RE/MAX, what they provide, those are things that don't need to be reinvented. They're tried and true, and certainly the agent needs those basics that haven't changed, yet there's things that do change.
Right, absolutely. We have a huge new platform that's coming out this summer that is going to take all of the RE/MAX agents who are accessing their tools to a whole nother level. RE/MAX bought out a marketing and technology company last year because they realized they were getting behind the times. So they didn't just decide to partner up with the company. They decided that they wanted to buy the company. Pretty soon, I think we're looking middle of the summer, this platform is going to roll out to agents for them to use as part of their RE/MAX tools.
So that'll be something unique to RE/MAX and certainly your team.
Absolutely.
The other thing that I see that you do are events. You're putting events together for the company. Let's tell people about some of the events.
We have builder developments that we partner with. We help bring events to their communities to get houses sold, to get our name out there. We also do events with local charities to make sure that we are giving back as much as we are given. I organize everything for our office. We like to have a family atmosphere. We have a particular culture that we try to keep. So that's something that falls under my umbrella as well.
It would seem to me if I'm a builder, I want to be friends with your team.
You want to be friends with me, yes.
And with Heather especially, right?
Yes.
That's the smart builder, right?
Yes.
How many new home, is it a big market for new construction up here?
We have a large market
abundant?
for new construction up here. Just with the amount of land that's been consumed by the production builder in the past 6 to 8 months, it's only going to continue to grow.
What can you buy for $300,000 up here?
Oh, wow. You can have,
as far as new construction.
You can have a 4 or 5 bedroom house on a 15 to 20,000 square foot lot.
A brand new home?
Brand new home.
300,000?
Easy. If you up it to 400, you are going to have an immaculate home with every possible upgrade you could imagine.
And what city would that be in as far as the area we're in now?
New Caney, Porter.
So that we're going back to Porter. It sounds like Porter could be the new gold rush.
Well, that's why we're opening an office there.
That's why. And you're going to be Heather Lucas, Universal Business Development person for RE/MAX Universal, I'm guessing.
Well, I am now because we aren't just here in New Caney. We're also in Cypress. I cover all the offices.
Let's tell people about Cypress. We haven't talked too much about that.
No,
Let's
we
hit
haven't.
Cypress.
So we were able to acquire RE/MAX Professional Group in Cypress. They're right in the beginning of Bridgeland development. Are super excited to be a part of that family because one of Matt's big goals is to cover as much of the Houston area from one end of 99 to the other. And so that enabled us to bring in a whole slew of very knowledgeable professional agents to our family.
And we're talking about Matt's goals here for a second. As
Yes.
we're talking, he's in the distance. I think he just added 2 or 3 more goals. It looks like he was thinking.
He's always thinking. He's always ready to add to the plan, which is one of the things I love about being part of this team and this brokerage.
And how long you been with the team?
Since January.
So you could just see, in fact, one of the designations that I think I remember is that just from January, and that's not that long ago, even though time's rapidly going by, you've added how many agents? Like a bunch.
Well, since January, we went from 27 to 118 agents.
Now, what do you attribute that to?
Partially taking in a new market share. Our name is out there. People want to know what we're doing differently. They want to be a part of something that's growing the right way. They want to be a part of an office that actually has a plan and is invested in their agents. It's huge.
It really is. So here we are. How do you see things 6 months from now? What are we going to be looking at? How did we do? And then we're looking at the next year. So do you think about those things?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I have plans for myself as far as what my goals are for our offices. We want our offices to be full of productive, successful agents. We don't want to just add quantity. We want to add quality. So if it grows slower than what we originally planned, then that's completely okay.
There are ups and downs for individual agents and companies as well. Ups and downs when an agent is in a rut or the train's off their track and they're trying to get back on. Who do they go to at your team?
Well, I try to stay in touch with as many of the agents as possible. We all, between our operations manager, Karen, and Matt and myself, we keep our hands on their pulse regularly. We like to know what they're doing in their business, not necessarily their business. We like to know where they are, if they're stuck in a situation, if they're lacking something. We want to make sure that we keep them out of the ruts. We don't want them to get to those points. We just make sure that we are reaching out to them, that we are making sure that they have all the tools that they need. We are going to sit down and revise their business plans however we need to do at that point to make sure that we can pull them out of whatever they've gotten themselves into.
We are talking with Heather Lucas, RE/MAX Universal. Heather, before we close out this segment, what else do you want people to know?
Well, Matt doesn't like to toot his own horn very much.
Well, but you can do it.
I do it for him often. It's a huge deal to have the broker owner for RE/MAX of Texas. RE/MAX loves his vision. They love our business plan. They like what we're doing. They are super supportive of all of our plans. He is also now the vice president of NARREP of North Houston, which is helping to empower Latino agents as well as home buyers in that demographic. We have big plans for that as well. He is super involved in the community and he makes sure that the office is also. So anything that he asks of us, we usually jump because his vision is huge. And I like telling everybody about it.
Field proven, and you just did. You told millions, Heather.
I hope so.
And let's tell people how they can reach out to your team once again.
They can get a hold of me personally at 832-653-0682. They can get our main office at 281-869-6100.
And your number again is?
832-653-0682.
Thank you so much, Heather Lucas.
Thanks, Bill.
We're going to come right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host, Bill Nampick. Now we are going to talk with Amy Graham. She is the Senior Mortgage Loan Originator with Motto Mortgage Universal. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Love being here.
Here you are, Motto Mortgage. Let's tell people, in case they haven't heard about Motto Mortgage, let's tell them a little bit about your company.
Okay, Motto Mortgage was started with a vision from Matt Guzman. I just love his motive for starting the business. It wasn't financial. It wasn't a personal goal. For him, it was his heart. He had a heart to serve, and he saw that some of the other mortgage companies were not really servicing their clients in a professional manner like they should be. And so his heart is for what's best for the people that he is serving. And so he wanted to bring in a mortgage company so that he could have these values that has worked so great for him with RE/MAX Universal. He carried them over into Motto Mortgage Universal, and it is for the people.
For the people, and
For the
you
people.
are the ambassador for Motto Mortgage.
I love it. I love working for him. Love the opportunity.
Interesting. And once again, if you're tuning in later, we are in Northeast Houston, in New Caney, Texas, Kingwood area, all those things. How's the market up here, Amy, from the mortgage
market,
perspective?
The best way to put it to you is remember Katy 15 years ago.
I don't.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is boomtown. Everybody is moving out. I mean, we have a freeway. This I-69 corridor, you have 8 lanes coming in and out of Houston. I mean, Kingwood to downtown's a 25-minute drive. I mean, where else can you get that?
That's unbelievable.
It is.
But it is unbelievable. We think about, we mentioned it earlier today, and that is the growth in Houston. And I bet I know this, that people all over the world have their eyes on Texas. We hear about it all the time. There's a lot of investors. People have their eyes on Houston and the other major cities in this state. It is incredible, and when we think about growth, if people tune into us or hear about our economy from any source, I know they're amazed, and that's one of the reasons why they're looking at us, I think.
I do too. I have a lady moving down here from California, and she's just amazed at how much house she's getting for so little money.
There's a lot of people leaving California, I'm hearing.
They are. This is the best place to be. You know, there's 2 different kinds of people, Bill. You know, there's the kind that was born in Texas and the kind that get here as fast as they can.
That's right. And I'm the latter, by the way. Were you born in Texas?
Born and raised.
Unbelievable. Now, how many times a day do people ask you what the interest rate is?
I don't get that as much as how much can I afford? That's my number one
So that's
question.
the number one
Yeah.
question. How much can I afford? And for people listening, I bet there are people that are saying that same thing right now. Well, I wonder if I call Amy, how much home can I afford? What are the calculations that go into that, kind of the bullet points?
The best place to do that is you take your gross amount. That's the amount of your paycheck before any taxes are taken out for 1 month. Okay?
Okay.
You take it, multiply it by 12, get your yearly amount in there, and you multiply it times 2.5, because you don't want to spend more than 25% of the gross income that you're making on a house note. That's how you stay without
And certainly
getting
for a couple, you're combining that, right?
yes, absolutely. Combined gross income. Yeah. Multiply it times 2.5, and that's 25% of your income that you don't want to go over in order to purchase a house.
Very interesting.
You can go over that if you want
I don't
to. It
want
depends
to.
on your debt to income.
I want to live under my means because I want to save a little bit so I
Absolutely.
could buy a home in Porter one day, maybe.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, this is a great place to be. You know, one of the best programs we have that's kind of a secret out here is that USDA program. It's United States Department of Agriculture, and they developed it to build up all of these little rural areas, and it's 0 down payment. You get seller concession, seller to pay your closing costs, and you're in for like $3,500 or less. I mean, this is a sweet spot.
And I hear they throw in a free steak dinner.
I don't know about that, but hey.
Huh? No. That'd be unreal.
I'm telling you.
Say that again. Now it's called a USDA program, and who's eligible for this?
United States Department of Agriculture. If you have a credit score of 640 or greater,
No sweat.
if you make combined income 89,100 or less, then we have some areas for the USDA where there's no income limits. So it depends on where you want to plant and where you want to be as to what we can get you in for. But
I'm glad you mentioned that program because I'm guessing there are other programs. And how do you keep track and how do you know what's right for an individual or a family?
you know, these mortgages these days, these aren't your mama's mortgages.
You have to be like fitting a tailor-made suit.
You do. And there's so many people that if you went out and just gave them all of the programs that were available to them, you know, it would be just too much information.
So how do we do it?
So you just find out the three major things. You want to know their debt to income, which they usually don't know, and it's based off of their credit score, how much money they make, how much money they have going out versus coming in.
Let's say you have somebody that it's a simple deal. I have no debt, and I have X amount in savings, and I make this much.
That's conventional all the way.
So right there.
As long as they have that good credit score.
And what is the most popular conventional loan that you're giving out these days?
I think
the
the
15-year?
new-time home buyer, most are still sticking with the 30-year because they know they can pay it off early, but they can still stay with those lower monthly payments if they need to, if they get in a bind. I just love the people that do, go in, apply it to their principal and pay it off early. That's great, but you can still maintain that lower monthly payment if you do that 30-year note, and that keeps you in a safe place.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, all day, every day.
Now, the 15-year loan, would it be safe to say that interest rate is a little less if I go with the 15?
That interest rate is a lot sweeter, definitely.
And out of, just say, 10 loans that you may have done recently, what is the average amount people put down? Is there an average?
It depends. Your conventional first-time home buyer loans, Home Possible, Home Ready's 3% down. Your FHA's 3.5% down. I mean, those new home buyers, that's what they need.
They like to
need
put
that.
as little as...
Well, they need to come into it. People don't save like they did when we were growing up, Bill. They just don't. Everything's so instant. I mean, when I bought my engagement ring, we went down to Gordon's Jewelers, and we had to put it on layaway, and we didn't get it until we paid for it.
Forgot about that term, layaway, huh?
Yeah.
So.
And now it's like everything they get so fast. They don't have to wait. They don't have to save money for it. It's just you go in, you sign the piece of paper, and you take it home. And so for the biggest part, these millennials that we have now, they've really lost the ability to save their money.
Well, then let this be an idea to tell people saving is very important. I heard an investor say, financial person say, save aggressively and invest conservatively. In fact, that's a person on this same station. So indeed, that is good wisdom. Save your money so that you could have a nice down payment, get the best interest rate. On the word of down payment again, though, how often do you see the 20% down payment, and how often do you see a higher percentage down?
I see it all the way around, actually. It just depends on your
everything's
buyer.
going on.
Yeah, you have those home buyers that are downsizing. They're ready to move further out of the city and into the country, and they're wanting, just to get out of Houston. And so they're going to be the ones that pay the big, large down payments. You have your first-time home buyers. I mean, they're going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel just to get into it. And then you have your wiser buyers, the ones that are shopping the rates, And speaking of rates, we've got some really great
Killer rates, huh?
Killer rates, because we shop all these different brokerages. We don't just shop the ones that, because we own and the overlays that we have, we're able to tailor-made it, especially for each one of these buyers, because we have all of these different places that do all of these different things. So
and it sounds like the
better.
integration of Motto Mortgage, RE/MAX Universal, it's really a nice fit.
A great fit. Just a great fit. And once again, I have to plug in, it's the customer service aspect of it, and it's Matthew's heart to deal with the people. He just wants to make sure that they're taken care of and they're treated right.
You are so passionate about what you do, just like the team is here. If you're starting off the week, what keeps you so excited to say, here we go, here's another brand new week of helping people with mortgages? What gets you jacked up about that?
There's nothing more exciting than sitting in a title company and watch these new couples being handed the keys. I mean, getting out of the rental cycle, getting into the home ownership. Speaking of building wealth, I mean, what better way can you save your money than to buy a house? And then, we're seeing, because the area is growing so much, this is a great investment opportunity. They buy a house here. 1 year later, they have $10,000 worth of equity booked in it.
And that's one of the reasons why investors are buying multiple properties coming from all over the world. Before we close this segment, let's tell people what else would you like them to know and how they can reach you.
Okay, I'm Amy Graham, Motto Mortgage, cell number 713-503-5449, office number 281-573-0010. We have Jennifer Torres working for us. She is bilingual, speaks Spanish. Call her and we can take care of you.
713-503-5449. Is that correct?
That's right.
Give Amy Graham a call. Thank you, Amy, for being on the show, and we're going to come right back with even more. You're listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Napick. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Amy Graham.
Amy Day.
Welcome back, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Napick, and I say it all the time, and that is stay close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer. Why? Because they are a tremendous resource for you and all the real estate professionals out there. At Stewart Title, we have many, many locations. Google Stewart Title and find the closest one to you. And the closest business development officer to me right now is Lynn Riddle. She is doing an incredible job for Stewart Title in the Champions location. Lynn, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Great to be here.
So many things going on. You're helping people, and certainly this radio show is a very unique distinction to our company, but there are other things that you're doing to help real estate professionals in your area. Let's tell them some of the things that happen.
Yes, sir. So up in the coming weeks, I've got a clean home class that's coming up. We're going to be hosting that at our Tomball location. Becky Bohannon and I partner a lot. So that's going to be one that's coming up this month. We've also got a Facebook for Realtors class coming up, as well as a couple of others.
Well, there are so many things, and through the years, we help people in terms of safety. We've had Carlos Barron,
Yes.
who's been the former FBI agent helping realtors with safety. So, and if you're not in Lynn's area, some other things are going on, like don't get rocked by a hurricane, things for hurricane preparedness. We have Frank Billingsley doing those classes, Stephen Costello with the mayor's office. So we have a lot of things. We're just trying to help, right, Lynn?
That's right. Always be a resource for our real estate professionals.
And they do an incredible job. Also, at your office in Champions, you have some tremendous escrow officers and a tremendous team there. As we talk on this show about Matt's team, you have a great team there right at Stewart Title and Champions.
We do. We have a phenomenally experienced escrow team. As a matter of fact, I like to share the fact that Dana Duncan, our commercial escrow officer, actually trained Matt Morris, our CEO, whenever he was an escrow officer. So
Is that
she
right?
is outstanding, but she's only one of the outstanding team members. We've also got Miss Rebecca Whip, we have Crystal Monteforte, and we have Martha Martin. So we can cover you with your transactions, whether it be new home, we can cover residential, we can cover commercial, we can do it all.
Lynn, you have been with Stewart Title doing a tremendous job, but also you've been very successful even prior to Stewart Title. Let's tell people out there in the sales profession or whatever they do, you have some core principles of success. I've seen you before you got to Stewart in another profession, but let's tell people what you do, maybe one or two things that you do on a consistent basis that help you with whatever your endeavor is.
Well, for me, I sincerely like to help people. And I think that when you're genuine and you really want to help someone with their life, whether it be, just someone that they need to cry to or talk to, which happens a lot in real estate, if you didn't know that.
It's an emotional experience.
It
really
is. I think that when realtors know that I'm committed to helping them grow their business and making sure that their clients are happy with my team at the closing table, then they're excited to work with me. And I mean, that every day I wake up thinking, who can I help today? And I try to put those tools in place, whether it be cold calling, whether it be writing thank you notes, whether it just be posting something inspirational on Facebook. Those are things that I do every single day.
I think those are words to live by, or new words for me to live by. Who can I help today? That's inspiring, Lynn.
Oh, well, thanks.
How can people reach you?
They can reach me on my cell phone at 346-225-7993. 346-225-7993.
The incredible Lynn Riddle, Stewart Title Champions, a tremendous resource for Stewart Title and for all the people you're helping. Give her a call. Stewart Title and Champions. Lynn's number is 346-225-7993. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.
It is time to talk to Stewart Insurance. We have Brittany Taggart and John Bramlett. Hey, guys, welcome to the show.
Howdy, Bill.
Hello.
Yeah, we love talking about insurance, and more so, people love to hear about it because we always learn when you guys come on the show and bring forth tremendous information. And today, let's tell people what you want them to know, John.
Well, last week we talked quite a bit about the stages of property. So we wanted to kind of recap that and remind folks that there are multiple stages of property within the home buying experience. And then with that, there's different types of insurance that would go to those. And then there are a couple of things that are really specific in a homeowner's policy that we'd like to cover as well. So that's kind of what we would like to get into today for you.
And when people, yes, indeed, when people hear stages of property, what does that actually mean? What stage is the home in? And
exactly what it is. So is it occupied? Is it not occupied? How's it going to be occupied? So that then determines the type of insurance that would be appropriate. So the stages we're looking at are homeowner occupied, tenant occupied, vacant home, vacant land, construction, reconstruction, renovation, and demolition.
So right there, it just shows any home that's standing there or any property, there's all sorts of scenarios that we should be mindful of when thinking about insurance.
Absolutely. If it's a homeowner occupied, that would be a home insurance. If it was a tenant occupied, so you're having somebody come in and is living in your home, the tenant would have renter's insurance and the owner would have something like a dwelling fire policy. If it was a vacant home, you'd have vacant home insurance. With construction, reconstruction, renovation, or demolition, consider a builder's risk policy. And then vacant land would be a vacant land policy.
And you provide all those policies.
Stewart Insurance does through our insurance partners. Yes, sir.
So many things to be mindful of, Brittany.
I know sometimes, we go through the real estate transaction and I feel, one of the main home buyers that we assist are the ones that are going to be living in the home. They have the dream home.
That's like the normal one,
yes,
right?
yeah, that's the one that we're used to. But I know a lot of our real estate professionals help those who are maybe looking for an investment property, or maybe they're looking to build on a vacant piece of land or renovate completely, just tear down the home that's there and renovate and build a new one. So all of those are different stages, and it all depends on that stage that the property's in and then the occupancy of the home. So who's actually living in it. And so the things that John just covered, those are all the different types of policies that you could have for property. So we have to keep those in mind. It's all dependent on that person and what they're looking to do with the property.
In fact, I bet people that might be listening right now are not in any of those stages, but they're thinking about investing or they're thinking about a lot that they're going to buy. And all of a sudden, if they didn't already know it, now they know that there's a different type of insurance for each one of these scenarios. So once again, providing great information out there.
One more thing that we wanted to add on, a really important piece of information for all of those different policies. Typically, when you think about insurance is saying I'm going to cover you for a certain, if damage were to occur from a certain event. And in insurance, you call that a peril. So fire, theft, water, those are things that can happen to the home that can cause damage. And so we really, if you look at, there's two different categories of an insurance policy. There's something called open perils and something called named perils. Now, a named perils policy says the insurance company is saying, I'm going to cover you for A, B, and C and nothing else. An open perils policy basically is the opposite. I'm going to cover you for everything except what's specifically excluded, A, B, and C. So when we think about that, the most advantageous one, the broadest one from that sense is an open perils policy. So not only do you not have to think of all those different scenarios of what does my home cover me for? It's not specifically listed like I'm only covering you for 1, 2, and 3. I'm covering you for everything except what I exclude in the policy. So we always encourage that people keep that in mind. Broad coverage can be beneficial, not only just from a coverage standpoint, but also when we think about the burden of proof. When something does happen, if you were to have a claim as a homeowner, and you bring that to the insurance company, if you have a named perils policy, the insurance company is going to ask you to prove why it should be covered. Now, if you have an open perils policy or open perils policy, then it's on the insurance company to say why it's not covered. So there's just some benefits, little nuances to those. There's a different nomenclature that we kind of go over in one of our CE classes, but we won't get into that right now. But it's absolutely very important to know, important to be able to know that, to make a confident decision, to be confident in the insurance coverage that you do have.
Let's review that one more time. So there's two types, Brittany, the open perils policy, and the other one is
named
perils.
Yeah. So, and we have different stages of the named perils. Again, it kind of goes into, we can go into a lot more detail, but basically the two different categories are named perils, where I'm going to cover you for A, B, and C, or you have the open perils, which is I'm going to cover you for everything except A, B, and C.
And like anything else in life, each one, depending on your circumstances, might be for you, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So-
it's all up to the person that we're speaking with. It is absolutely up to them on what they're confident in. We're not here to say this is what you should have. It certainly
'Cause
is
we don't know.
sometimes advantageous to have that broader coverage, because it's just, like I said, there's just
Simpler,
certain
maybe.
benefits to it. Yeah. And so, but we have that conversation and we make sure that they know what they have.
All they have to do to find out is call you.
Absolutely. 866-798-2827.
You need to call Brittany at 866-798-2827.
That easy, isn't it?
It's that easy.
I bet people want to call her right now.
They need to call her right now.
866?
798-2827.
And we do have to just remind people once again, I think hurricane season, and even if it weren't, you just should have flood insurance. I'm saying flood insurance, they can get that from you. Umbrella policies, car insurance, all those things right there at Stewart Insurance.
Absolutely. We help both the homeowner, the personal, and their personal lines, as well as the real estate business professional and their professional insurance needs.
And we like to remind people every week when you're here, and that is to say, if they want a CE class, let's just review the classes you have, what they're called.
Yeah, so we have 3 classes. The first is real estate liability. It's a 3-hour CE. The second is property insurance essentials, and it's a 2-hour CE. And then the last one is called 2 Sides of Water, and that is also a 2-hour CE class.
Serving people, helping realtors and brokers all the time. Anything else we should know before we close out the segment?
Please give us a call. We'll love to have a conversation. 866-798-2827.
You're reading my mind, Brittany. See that? I didn't even have to ask.
No, you don't.
All right. Thank you guys so much once again, and we're going to come right back with even more. As we wind out the show, we have everybody here together, the Matt Guzman team. Matt is right here next to me. Matt, let's tell people, what would you like them to know before we close out the show?
We're here to serve and give back, and hopefully bring valuable tools to our communities to help our communities improve.
And let's remind people again, your locations, you're in Cypress, you're right here in New Caney, where we are today. Also, you're opening in, where I'm going to put my money on, by the way. What's that? Porter, Texas?
Porter and New Caney, Texas, yeah. So we're located, where we're at today, we're out in our New Caney office. In about 20 days, we'll open our Porter location, which is located off the 99 Grand Parkway in 1314. And then we're already open in Cypress. It's under RE/MAX Professional Group. So that's up and running, and that's also part of our network. Plus, we have 2 team offices, one off of Cutton Road, and then another team office that's located in Old Town Spring. So along the 99 corridor, we definitely have you covered.
And when you get ideas for your business, whether it's expansion, whether it's doing something a little bit better, creating a better experience, whatever it is, how do you capture those ideas? Because any successful person is thinking all the time, and you're adding new things. Do you write the ideas down? Give us an inside glimpse into that.
I actually keep a lot in my brain, up in the head. People always ask me, well, did you write it down? And I have to say, no, we just need to run through it. And I try to make them understand the vision so we can put it together. So I'll delegate it out. Yes, I drive a lot. And when you drive a lot, usually that's when I come up with a lot of the ideas.
That is some good thinking time, isn't it,
Yeah,
Matt?
it is.
And then here she is, Heather Lucas. Heather, as we wind up the show, what else would you like people to know about what's going on?
If you want to know what the best brokerage is in Northwest Houston, then you need to call me and we need to talk about it.
What would the answer be?
Ours.
And that is?
RE/MAX Universal, RE/MAX Professional Group.
Heather Universal. I like that too. Matthew Universal. Amy Universal. It's all universal because the sky's the limit, right?
Exactly.
That's what I say. And how can people reach you?
They can call me at 832-653-0682.
One more time.
832-653-0682.
Amy Graham. She is with Motto Mortgage, integrated closely with the Matt Guzman team. Amy, what else would you like people to know?
I tell you what, if you're wanting to get in a home and build the biggest investment you'll ever own, call me, 713-503-5449, or if you're Spanish speaking, call Jennifer, 281-573-0010, and we will do what we can to get you into your new home.
Over there at Motto Mortgage. What if I want to buy multiple homes?
Oh, I love you already.
Ah, see that? Well, you made my day, Amy. Thank you. Once again, that number is?
713-503-5449, Motto Mortgage Universal.
Thank you all so much. It's been an incredible adventure for me personally, and I know everybody listening to the show has enjoyed this because we have been in New Caney, Texas with the Matthew Guzman team, Motto Mortgage, all the great things that go with us. You've been listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. As I always say, stay close to your Stewart Business Development Officer. They're incredible. They're doing things all the time to help you and your business. Just go to Stewart.com to find the closest one. And the closest one to me now, again, is the incredible Lynn Riddle. Champions, Stewart Title, doing an incredible job. And don't be sad that the show is ending at the time of broadcast because it never really ends. You can always go to Stewart.com/Houston. That's Stewart.com/Houston to hear any and all the shows. And of course, you can go to my YouTube channel, because right now, if you see this scene, there's 4 of us sitting here with the RE/MAX sign behind us. Go to my YouTube channel. It's Bill Napick Radio Shows. That is posted right now. You can go there very simply. Bill Napick Radio Shows. The K is silent. And until next week, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Thank you, Lynn Riddle. Thank you, Matt, Heather, Amy, and everybody that's made this show possible. We'll see you next week. And until then, thanks for listening.